Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Auntie Lara. As you already know, if you are a new subscriber, thank you for joining us, and if you're an old subscriber, you're welcome. So in today's lesson, we are going to be treating plot and its structure. So let's get started. This is the logical and sequential arrangement of actions or sets of events that makes up a story. This is also known as storyline. So when you pick up that novel, when you pick up that play to read, just know that that story that you are reading is called plot in literature, or plot, like you know. Okay, so let's go to different structures of plots. We have the organic or the linear. The linear plot consists of a series of events that have a clear beginning, middle, and ending. The story unfolds in a chronological order, which means they are told in the order they happened. So, chronological order means that all of the activities, all of the events, they have a clear beginning, middle, or an end. We are introduced to a particular character, and then as the particular character is growing, what the particular character is doing, the decision that particular character is making, and the outcome of that decision, either good or bad, how it has affected the character. And that's just it. That is a linear. So it starts from beginning, moves to the middle, and then it gets to the end. So we're introduced to her, and then we follow her on that journey till the end of the novel. And we have the inorganic and, of course, the non-linear plot. The inorganic is the opposite of the organic. Okay, this is the type of plot that is out of chronological order. That is, the narrative does not follow the direct causality pattern of events featured. This is also known as episodic plot. In this kind of novel, I'm sure that you have read it before, where each of the chapter has its own heading. Here, we are not following them on a journey. Here is like, when you get to this place, alight, enter again, alight. Now, for some of the novel, at the end of the day, it might bring all of the events together to make a whole sense, okay? But some might just want to pass across messages as it goes. So when you read this one, there's a message that you pick from it. When you read the next one, there's a cogent lesson that you have learned from it. When you go to the third chapter, there's a cogent lesson that you have learned from it. I'm sure that most of you read novels here, and for some authors, they like to title most of their chapters. That is, this is what you're going to see in this chapter. Everything I'm going to say in this chapter is going to be woven around this particular topic or this particular theme that I have named the chapters. It's an episode, okay, and it can involve the same characters. Of course, for each of the chapters, some other characters will be added to it, but each of the episode adds its own message it is passing across. Then we have the circular plot structure. This is the type of plot whereby a story ends where it began. It's mostly achieved through the use of flashback. Okay, have you ever picked a novel and the novel starts at the end? You pick up a novel now, and the novel starts at the point where a particular character is about committing suicide. And so there's a timely intervention. And when asked why he wants to commit suicide, it starts to tell a story of how or what led him into this particular action. Do you understand? And so it takes us through his life. Remember that it started at the end where he's about to end it. So it takes us through his life. In fact, it might even be that he wants to commit suicide, and before he commits suicide, he's writing a note, maybe to his daughter or to his loved one. In that note, he's telling us how the journey began. And then after he had said it in all of the subsequent chapters, it comes back to the point where he needs to kill himself and he probably dies, or there's a timely intervention. But that is the part where it is going to end. So when you have this kind of story, this kind of plot, it is a cyclical plot, okay? A circular plot structure. Then let's go to elements of plot. We have exposition. This is the introduction of the conflict of a story and sets up the major plot in the narration. It gives the reader the background information they need. So exposition is when you take a novel or you take a play, and then the particular character, it could be more than one character, are being introduced. We are introduced to their social class, maybe their sitting room, the kind of dressing that they are putting on, if the character is in school, if he's in working class, where he works, and all of that. You know that this particular character, the conflict is set around him or her, and then it starts. The conflict can be probably maybe a lady that is looking for the fruit of the womb and has been married for the past 6 years, and is introduced the first thing the author tells us about the lady is that the lady in the sitting room, she's crying or she's using some herbs and all of. So now we know the conflict, that the conflict is tied around barrenness. Subsequently, we see the challenges that the lady has to go through in the hands of those that really or that earnestly want to see her get pregnant at all costs. Exposition can be through flashback, character dialogue, setting, and other description I have earlier said. So we'll go to the rising action. This shows the moments in the story which leads to the climax. Here, the main characters have made choices and the events happening are at odds with their goals. Let's still focus on the woman that is looking for the fruit of the womb, and then she tried to take some steps that would aid her. Let's say maybe our husband had warned her that she shouldn't get worried about all of the backlash that she's getting from her family members, and we see our friend advising her to go to a native doctor, you understand, or advising her, and which she knows that this is against what my husband has told me, you understand. So now the rising action is what she would do that would now lead to the effect of what is going to happen to her. So that is basically in layman terms. I hope you understand. Here, the main characters have made choices and events happening here and at odds with their goals. Here, the story builds up and the readers are now interested in the main characters. Then we go to the climax. At the climax is the turning point of the story. This point includes the defeat or victories. The main goal of the climax is to resolve the conflict. So at this point, there's not the question of, did this lady eventually get pregnant when she disobeyed her husband by seeing the native doctor? Or did she not get pregnant? Did the native doctor force her to do something that is now going to come back on her and her family? So at this point, her action when she gets the native doctor is now the climax. So maybe immediately she gets back from the native doctor, she uses this thing, and then she probably starts bleeding. And the husband is worried and she's not even telling the husband. That is the climax. And the falling action is now everything is now being resolved. Maybe when she got there, she couldn't do what the native doctor said, and she got back home. She eventually confessed, or her husband eventually found out that she went to the native doctor. The husband was very annoyed. The husband chased her out, and at that point, she realized that she was already 1 month gone. You understand? So now the audience is now like, oh, if she had done what the native doctor asked her to do, it would have been fatal. It would have just jeopardized everything because she was already pregnant even before going to the native doctor. You understand? So at this point, she goes back to her husband, begs for forgiveness. So all of this is the falling action. Do you understand? It's no longer a peak anymore. Okay. Then we go to the denouement. The husband eventually forgives her and she moves back to their matrimonial home, and a few months later, she gives birth and they live happily ever after. Okay, so that's I just made this story of just for you to have an idea of what the plot of what all of these elements mean. With this, we have come to the end of this lesson. It's a very short one, but I feel that it's very, very important that you know, because some do not know this. Okay, so if you find this video helpful, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, and do well to share this video to your loved ones. Till I come your way next lesson. Bye for now.